Hello, my witchy friends. I'm back. I'm back. Just in time to do a flip through video for you all of the gorgeous Witches Magazine. And I must say, a very special and heartfelt thank you to Laura for sending me an issue of the magazine to flip through and share with you all. I can tell you firsthand that this magazine is run by some of the most incredible and thoughtful people out there. So thank you, Laura, for thinking of me. So this is issue 17. 7 is one of my lucky numbers, so it makes a lot of sense. And this is summer 2023. And this cover is just so luscious. Her hair is so beautiful. There's this ethereal, starry sort of quality to her. And she has this thorny crown with some blueberries in it, little star and moon thorns, and some ladybugs. She contains multitudes, really. The tagline at the bottom is spells, crystals, tarot, and horoscopes. And really, there's not much else that we can ask for, is there? So let's get right into it. Let's open up the magazine. Now, it's really rather thick, and I must say that the quality of the paper is just about the nicest quality I've ever come across with a magazine. Like, it feels like art paper. This would look so nice on a bookshelf because it's just so thick. So there's a little back cover as well that has that same tagline and witches and northern lights. So beautiful. Okay. So upon opening it, you encounter all of the credits. So for the artwork, who's written in it, photography, and then the list of editors. And there's always a witch's notice board. This is always one of my favorite little touches about this magazine when I've gotten it in the past. We'll look through this at the end, but I love that there's a little advertising flyer because there's a lot of really targeted, wonderful stuff that always interests me. So here's the other part of that dandelion image. Oh, and we have the editor's letter, and she's wearing like this beautiful butterfly wing crown and this little dried daisy necklace. Very, very pretty. And I like that she opens the letter with, "Hey, witches, wanderers, and wild ones." And the editor's letter, I think, is always a really underappreciated part of a magazine. I think it's an important thing to look at. It says here that she wants us to allow this little slice of summer, whether you're reading it perched in your home, the door open, and a warm breeze touching the pages. Or you're revisiting this edition in the depths of winter, searching for a glimmer of summer hope to envelop you in the warmth of summer days. We've brought you a real array of summery goodness for this edition. We've been blessed with new writers, artists, and photographers, and have been delighted to welcome back your regular favorites too. Wherever you may be in the world, we invite you to indulge yourself into the warmth of summer and allow it to flow through you like water. As before you know it, it'll be gone. Best wishes, Ellen. Beautiful. Okay, let's take a look at the table of contents. Oh, I love the font that they use. It's gorgeous. It's really pretty. So, 1, crystals of the season. Dive into this bumper packed issue of crystals for this season. Creative ways to create sigils. That's great. 13 is self, the regular channeled message for the season, tips on being a traveling witch. That might have come in handy for me a while back. Ooh, and a blackcurrant and aloe face mask recipe. Oh, that sounds incredible. Back to basics. Culture. Mermaids and sirens. Witches ointment. Tarot and 57. Part 4 of the history of tarot. Poetry and arts. So, witchy poems, illustrations, and creative writing. Horoscopes and food for the soul. The humble tomato and strawberries with the tempting tomato salad and roasted strawberry jam. Yummy. Well, this all looks very enticing. Kind of like a little preview for what's to come. And here we are with the crystals of the season. Look how beautiful this is. I have a little piece of blue calcite here because I felt like it matched the energy of this issue, and I am delighted to see that there are crystals in this video. It only makes sense. Summer is upon us, and with it the warmth of the sun to help get you into this season's healing and restorative vibes. Okay. Oh my gosh. Beautiful photography. Like, it doesn't get any more lush and evocative than that. On a moss. Look at this piece of, I think it's amethyst. I don't think that's lepidolite, but gorgeous. Okay, so this is by Hannah Jones. It says, picture this. You are walking through woodland on a warm summer's day. It is a perfect morning. You can hear the bird's song as you walk through the forest and the soft crunching of fallen branches underfoot. Fellow witches are also out making the most of the weather. As you pass them, happy smiles show on their faces and kind remarks are shared. The sun is softly dancing through the leaves around you, gently gazing through them onto your face. You smile as it does so. The tender warmth of the sun brings you a moment of joy, safety, and happiness. Wow. And so there's all sorts of tips. It is the petalite. No way. I am a little more finely tuned to crystals than I thought I was. So this is the petalite, not amethyst. It's a deep purple with like white spots. Oh, this is sunstone, I believe, rose quartz. And I think some kind of agate, but I don't have the best memory for crystals, but I knew what this one was. Oh, lemon quartz. Lemon quartz, leopard skin jasper. Leopard skin jasper or mystique jasper helps you to feel comfortable in your own skin. It allows you to relax into the person that you are, not the person that you feel you should be. Blue lace agate has similar properties, helping you to strip away your identity to find the real you. Its energy makes you relax into who you are, what you do, and what you like to do. And rose quartz for self-love. Beautiful. Look at this ring that she's wearing as well. That looks like a little bee. A sunstone, orange calcite, mystique jasper. Beautiful, beautiful pieces of crystal. Wow, look at this. This is lemon quartz. I've never heard of lemon quartz before, so this is kind of neat. Lemon quartz. Lemon quartz. The way they've caught that little bit of luminescence. The rainbow bits in it. Magical, of course. And it says here that orange calcite is the crystal of contentment. The less we need, the more content we are. The more we need, the less content we are. Orange calcite shows us this. Simple. Add a dash of sweetness into your life whilst enjoying this newfound feeling by incorporating the beautiful honey calcite into your rituals. And there's a do and don't list of like a summary, and then this list here of crystals for your toolbox. I love this. Such a complete guide. Wow. Okay, and then it moves into crystal sigil creation. Different ways to create sigils. Wow, and this is like step by step. Amazing. So first, set an intention with what you want the sigil to work for, and then choose the crystals that will match what you are calling forward. For example, say that you want to create a sigil for attracting love. In this case, you might take 5, which is the minimum amount to make this work, and up to 10 rose quartz, and you hold them in your cupped hands and visualize the goal you want to achieve, and you send this positive energy to the crystals. There's a lot of really great information. I love how succinct it is. And the photography is unbelievable. Like, look at this. This is so beautiful. She's like fully just at rest and repose with this greenery, like branching into the shot and kind of obscuring her a little bit. Just gorgeous. Like, it's like an art magazine in so many ways. Wow. And there's a channeled message for the summer. Oh my gosh, look at this art. To be a traveling witch. This art reminds me so much of some of the paintings that Stevie Nicks does. I don't know if any of you are Fleetwood Mac fans, but she does a lot of drawing that's inspired by Rhiannon. And just the watercolor and like sort of wispy quality of it really reminds me of that. So that's magical. So this is like an essay on being a traveling witch. A traveling witch brings an image of the hermit, one who lives in the solitude of the wisdom that he has gained over his travels. Some understand that path, whilst others don't. In my travels, I've come to realize the sanctity of community, or of a coven even. That's so true. Having a coven is so important. Being a witch in the 21st century has a multitude of meanings that have one commonality in between each and every one person. And that's family. I can't wait to fully read this one because it looks like they have some stories about New Orleans, which is very magical. I always think of Anne Rice when I think of New Orleans and witchcraft. Okay, look at her. Look at her crown. If you haven't worn a flower crown or a laurel crown at any point, you must. It is just about one of the witchiest things that you can possibly do. And it's really beautiful in the summertime. The process itself of making one really connects you to Mother Earth, and it's wonderful. So this is an essay by Sophia Kalinowska-Werder. Oh my gosh, look at this image. This is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Look, a little black cat, and she's like wrapped in sort of like a shawl-like dress, and she's got like long flowing gray hair, and the moon is casting a beautiful reflection on the water, and it's like they're on these watercolor stones, and there's stars, like the sky is dappled with stars. It's dappled. And this is by Erica Detlefs, and it's called Not a Love Letter to Summer. Beautiful. Okay, this is on the Wheel of the Year, Growing Your Self-Care. There's this beautiful picture. There's all sorts of things on Litha. And it's talking about how the Wheel of the Year turns once again, and the summer season begins at the Sabbath of Litha, the summer solstice. And it's often called midsummer. It falls on or around the 21st of June, marking the first day of summer in the Northern Hemisphere. We honor the longest day of the year, as well as the vitality and growth that our sun gives us. This celebration is often lighthearted, playful, full of joy and happiness. It is the essence of childhood bliss when we blew bubbles, rode our bicycles endlessly, and cannonballed with our friends in the pool. The main symbol of the Litha Sabbath is the sun. We can utilize the joyful energy of this day, along with the power of our magnificent sun, to solar charge our self-care. We will incorporate the energy of our solar plexus chakra during this ritual. And then it goes on to explain where the solar plexus chakra is. And this is a solar charging self-care ritual. So you need a place outside where you feel safe, a blanket, a clean glass jar with lid, fresh filtered water, 2 to 3 crystals that align with sun energy, such as citrine, sunstone, tiger's eye, carnelian, or pyrite. Summer reading or poetry if you feel cold. Sunscreen if you're prone to sunburn. And it says, for setup, fill the clean glass jar with the fresh filtered water. Secure the lid and bring it outside with you. Place it in your ritual space. Spread the blanket in a comfortable place in the sun where you won't be disturbed, facing the rising sun if you are doing a sunrise ritual. Set the crystals on the blanket at the top edge where your head will be. Head toward the sun if doing a sunrise ritual. And then these are all of the instructions for the ritual, starting with cast a circle, invoke a deity if you choose to, ask them to assist with bringing the joyous sun energy to you, lie down on the blanket with your head at the crystals and close your eyes. Feel the sunlight upon your skin. Feel it seep into your being, filling you with light and love. And these are such thorough instructions you could fully do this solar charging self-care ritual because they make it so easy and accessible. And there's all sorts here. There's more for acknowledging inner abundance and this beautiful picture. Oh, with this rainbow and all of these little daisies. Now we saw this in the table of contents, the blackcurrant, red clover, and rose face peel. And this is by Katie Newton. And she says, over the summer, a dear friend invited me to harvest some of the black currants that grew abundantly in their yard. The pea-sized berries had a bitter, musky flavor that was an acquired taste. They may not be the sweetest berry to taste straight from the bush, but nonetheless I was determined to put them to good use. Black currants are a great superfood, packed with 4 times the amount of vitamin C as oranges and twice the amount of antioxidants as blueberries. So I incorporated the berries into a rose water and aloe-based face peel that will leave your skin invigorated. And there's this very pretty little picture of a mug full of fresh blackcurrant berries. I noticed when I was in the UK that there are a lot of amazing blackcurrant flavored things, which are extremely, extremely hard to find in North America. So it's delicious. There's so many incredible personal essays. I love that Witches Magazine gives witches space to reflect on all sorts of things. Just is kind of like unheard of and amazing, and makes me feel so happy. Like, I cannot wait to read all of these articles. Oh my goodness, look at this. One of my favorite things about this time of year is seeing bumblebees. My mom keeps bee houses, and she's in love with her bees, and I'm in love with them too, honestly. They're such gentle creatures. People often get them confused with wasps or hornets, but they are not the same. Bees are such important parts of our natural ecosystems, and you can see that he has little bits of pollen on him, speckled all over. Oh, this is such a beautiful picture. I love it. Oh my gosh, there's even a recipe for a solstice margarita. Look how refreshing these look, with little sprigs of, I think that's oregano, is it? I don't know. It looks like oregano, but rosemary is also really good in cocktails as well, and mint. Okay, this is creative ways to celebrate with them. The summer solstice, which has already passed. We already had our longest day of the year. Let's see. It's a great time to connect with fairies. You can create fairy crafts to place on your windowsill or outdoors in your garden. You can leave offerings for the fairies on the evening before Lipa. You can create a flower crown and necklace, like I said before. One of the best ways to celebrate this time of year. Have an outdoor magical picnic of local seasonal fruits and vegetables from the summer season. Add seasonal herbs such as lavender, sage, rosemary, basil, mint, thyme, ginger, and cinnamon to anything you cook or bake. Citrus fruits such as zesty lemon and orange add solar energy. Honey to honor the bees. This is so neat. Also, create your own spiritual cologne. I always love doing fragrance sort of focused practice, because you can really harness different parts of your self, of your witchy self, through scent association. And yeah, this looks like a really amazing recipe. Oh, and it keeps going. Wow, that's incredible. I have so much admiration for people who can understand the complexity of scents and are really good at matching different oils and spices to complement one another. But this seems like a really great place to start. Wow, this is a beautiful picture. Look at the way that the water is like splashing around her and like foaming. So powerful. This is an article on dolphins. So like there's a sort of historical and there's some folkloric parts, sort of biological stuff. And there's this beautiful, what looks like an oil painting. Wow, that's gorgeous. Of a woman with some dolphins. Mermaids and sirens. Enchantment from the Sea by Alyssa M. Gray. And here there's all sorts of history about sirens and mermaids. And then this really gorgeous illustration. I love the sort of border around it. It's really, really pretty. Kind of looks like an etching or engraving, you know? Like, there's so much to read. It's unbelievable. I think this is gonna be a nice little, like, balcony or, like, bath time read. This really, really, really interests me. A little bit of a history lesson here. This article is called Fly Me to the Sabbath, the Mysterious Witches Ointment. It must be said that during the witch hunt trials, many women confessed to possessing a secret recipe for creating an ointment capable of making them fly to the Sabbath, which most likely gave rise to the medieval iconography of the witch flying through the skies on a broomstick. That's very true. We know that women's confessions during trials were often extracted under torture and reworked by the minds and pens of the judges and inquisitors. The Italian historian Carlo Ginzburg talks a lot about this in his book Ecstasies, Deciphering the Witch's Sabbath, reporting whole passages of trials of women who, exhausted by the physical and psychological violence they were forced to endure, eventually confessed. And that's something that really is quite sad and quite fascinating about witchcraft. In the 1400s, they were forced into confessions. No one ever really asked the witches what they believed in, what a Sabbath was, and what they really practiced. Even if it were to be done, the narrative still came to us distorted, bent by prejudice with the hegemonic and acculturated class. Wow. It's like a mini history, and this is by Emiliano Russo. And look at this. Look at this art. So beautiful. And there's a recipe. Wow, this is amazing. For an ointment. Oh, I'm gonna make this. That's incredible. Oh my gosh. I'm 100% going to make this. Maybe I'll even do it for a video. I've always wanted to make a witch's ointment. And it's hard to find resources that are reliable on the ointments. So, like how to make them in a, like, legitimate way. So, this is a history of the Turkish eye. So there's this hand here. History of the Turkish eye. It's gorgeous. And this is the fourth part of their brief history of tarot. I love that they put this on a black background. And it's also really neat that they have multi-part series so that you're like excited to read the next one. Look at these cards. Your very own tarot reading. So witches, think about your question. What's been troubling you? What do you need some insight on? Breathe. Count to 5. Allow your mind to fill with your question. Don't just ask yourself. Ask the universe. You're in no rush. When you're ready, pick a card. Which number calls out to you? Which do you think calls to your current situation? Turn the page to discover which card is yours. This is so neat. It's like interactive. Okay, have you counted to 5? Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. What do we have? Okay. Card 1 is the 9 of Wands. Life has felt like an uphill battle recently, and every step has felt like climbing a treacherous mountain. At times like this, it's easy to give up, throw in the towel, and hide from the ever-increasing harshness of the world. Remember, though, this too shall pass. Very true. Card 2, the Queen of Wands. This quarter, you will find you are a magnet for people needing advice and spiritual healing, but be careful to manage your energy so that you don't end up depleted by other people's needs. While it's nice to be thought of as someone who provides wisdom and a safe place to be heard, be careful not to get involved in other people's drama. Card 3 is the Knight of Pentacles. In this crazy, busy, fast-paced modern world, our attention is often drawn out in more directions than we have time to fully consider. Sadly, this often means that the people who are constant in our lives are overlooked. Make plans to catch up with those people who underpin the foundations of your life, who is always there when you need an ear. And the 10 of Cups is card 4. Home is where the heart is, and it's also the place where we take refuge from the dangers of the world. Home doesn't have to be 4 walls or the place where you sleep. Home is where you feel safe and free to be yourself. Where is that place for you? Think about ways in which you can cleanse your home and welcome the summer brightness into your space. Okay, I think that might have been one of my favorite parts of this magazine. I loved that. I loved the way that they prompt you to think about the cards that might be drawn. It's super interactive and fun. And here's an article by Hannah Ross about 4 powerful and interactive ways to master the tarot this summer. Journal prompts, music, immersive meditation, podcasts. Oh, and there's poetry and arts. Oh, this is so amazing. It's almost like a poetry journal rolled into this magazine, which is incredible. And look at this illustration. It's so beautiful. Wow. I would put this on my wall. The color palette is so luscious. So we have Heat of the Sun by Ashley T. Benham, Universal Witch by Nicola Mortimer, Headless Goddess by Ida Van Dyne, and Midnight Dreams by Ricardo Agrasso. And look at this illustration. So beautiful. Look at all these owls. The background and her beautiful hair with flowers. Una by Alexandra DeAngelis. Oh, there's 4 more poems here. Wow, I love this. I write poetry, and I would definitely submit to this magazine. The way that they put the poems on the page is just gorgeous, like so nicely designed. Look at this. Wow, the way they play with the horoscopes. I also love that this magazine has horoscopes. I loved reading my horoscope when I was younger, and I remember the first time I got Witches Magazine, I was thrilled to see that they have horoscopes. Wow. There's even like little astrological illustrations to accompany the signs. Very nice touch. Again, the way that this magazine is designed, like the layout is remarkable. Like so aesthetically pleasing, so clean, so gorgeous. Okay, summer tomato salad. That looks delicious. I want to eat that. I'd love to do some videos on like magical cooking and kitchen witchery. If that's something you're interested in, please leave a comment. I've got lots of historical recipes that I could do ASMR style. This is just a gorgeous summer tomato salad and the summer solstice oil. That sounds so amazing. A tablespoon of basil, 2 teaspoons thyme, 1 teaspoon chives, 1 zested lemon, 1 teaspoon garlic clove, skin on and smashed, and a 1/4 cup of olive or sunflower oil. These pictures are so gorgeous. So this is for roasted strawberry jam. If you've never made your own jam before, you must do it. It's incredibly witchy. You can imbue it with intentions depending on which Sabbath we're at or whatever your practice entails. Jam and kitchen witchery all can be magical ways to practice, right? It's by making things, it's ritual, right? Oh, and that's it. I'm so sad. I don't want this magazine to be over. This is so beautiful. Look at this illustration. All of these witches around a bonfire in the spirit of Litha on a beautiful beach with some birds up there. So soft, gorgeously illustrated. Okay, before we come to a close, I'd really like to look at the Witches Notice board at the beginning. Fairfolktrade.com is on here. And there's all sorts of things. Memento Mori designs, the Dark Arts Market in Nottinghamshire. A lot of this is British and my heart aches to be able to participate in some of the little like night markets and things. My dream is to go to Glastonbury, not for the festival, for the witchy things, because there's a lot of witchy things. All sorts of things here, books and art, and a festival for pagans and witches, including spiritual ceremonies, magic witch workshops, a goddess temple, a speaker's corner, Viking village, alternative market village, main stage performances, nighttime rituals. I mean, that's thrilling. Woodland walks, and a witch's ball. So that's wonderful. Okay, so that, my friends, is Witches Magazine. Again, a huge thank you to Laura for sending me this gorgeous, gorgeous issue. I absolutely love this magazine for a number of years. I have had a friend bring me issues back so that I could read them. And this issue is so gorgeous. I am going to keep it forever, and probably as the editor says, come back and reread it in the midst of winter time when it's cold and I want to feel summery and warm. So thank you so much for joining me for this video, and please subscribe if you haven't already joined the coven, and I'll see you again very